see the line where the sky meets the sea. It calls me.
Hi, I'm Andre.
And I'm Aleu.
The spoilers for Moana, they call me. So I brought Aleu along for this spoiler ride because we did Frozen spoilers together. So now we're doing Moana, which is appropriate because your last name is Moana.
Oh my gosh, they read about me. I'm super biased. Anything I say should be taken with a grain of salt.
I'm glad that they use your name in a movie that you enjoy. You know, Andre is in a movie about a seal, so that's all I got. I don't have no
movie, though.
Not as good as Moana. I think this is not an even deck here. And you even dressed in the occasion of Moana.
A little Disney bound.
Disney bounding going on here. I would have dressed up as Maui, but then I didn't want to cultural appropriate. I didn't want to have any fiasco from the Halloween costume. I'll just draw some tattoos on with Sharpie.
You have to be nerd-inspired tattoos.
Yeah.
Mario, right
like
here.
a Mario, a Game Boy. Yeah. I didn't really get into much details about the plot when I did the regular review because I didn't want to spoil anything. So Moana, she's a daughter of the chief. She loves the water, though. The water just keeps calling her. Water is like an actual person. Like the water moves around like a character. So the water's all like, come on over here and hang out in the water. And she's like, I want to come to the water. And grandma's like, go ahead, get on that water. But then dad's like, no, you gotta protect the island.
I got some King Triton vibes from Chief Tui.
A little bit,
well.
but not as neat, not as mean. Like he didn't go up and like destroy her whole collection or anything like that. He was just like, look, there's some evil out there because Maui, who was a demigod, he stole this jewel from an island that gives life. He thought if I take this jewel, y'all can create life that'll make you happy. Island said, what you do that for? And got mad. And now all this darkness is out on the sea beyond the reef. So that's why he's like, you can never go beyond the reef. He wants to keep people safe on his island, which makes sense. So everything is coming with a purpose. It's not just being mean to be mean. You know? Moana eventually is like, you know what? This is my job.
I'll take my place.
This is my place. With the trees and the leaves.
The coconut, the trunk and the leaves. The island gives us what we need.
And no one leaves. I actually gotta say, I kind of like that. We see so many Disney princesses, but you're like, what exactly do they do in princessing? So it was nice to see that they had a segment of Moana taking her position, taking her job, and actually seeing her do the job. She's like helping out people. They're asking her questions. She gives them answers. She helps out people who are harvesting, who are fishing. She helps out little dancers, including this one little dancer boy who's all like, what's up, girl? What's up, girl? But then, you know, that darkness came in. They started seeing them coconuts had nothing in them, no fish. And Moana's like, we got to go further out beyond the reef because apparently there's nothing else here. And that's when dad get mad. Grandma is like, I know what's up. I know that you need to belong to this water. So she's giving her little like, advice and tidbits. She goes underground and there's all these boats and she finds out that their island used to be a bunch of voyagers. They used to go beyond the reef. They used to sail across the place. Away in a never-ending chain. Yeah, apparently they used to sail around because Lin-Manuel Miranda sang a song for them to do it. So Moana's like, we should just go out again. And dad's like, what if I told you, woman? We not leaving this island. And then grandma dies. So that's just really cool because it's like, it shows you sort of the complexity of her character. Like, it's not just this girl that's just being defiant or just like, I'm gonna leave my dad, I do what I want. She wants everything.
So it's not like, to go back to Little Mermaid, it's not like, I just want to be where the people are. Forget the ocean.
Yeah.
Like,
she hook up with this one dude I just met.
Moana truly wants both. She wants her people to experience the ocean with her. It's not just her being defiant and trying to leave her island.
Everything that she does in this movie, from wanting to sail, and the ocean calls her, that's a part of it. But she honestly is going out there because she's trying to figure out what to do to save her people. Her island is dying. The darkness that is spreading across the world is touching her island. She wants to keep her people safe. She's still taking that position of daughter of the chief, which Maui says, no, that's a princess. And I love
that reference.
They mention this in the movie. She's like, no, I'm not a princess, I'm the daughter of the chief. He's like, look, if you sing songs, if you got an animal sidekick, you are a princess. I love when Disney makes those kind of self-referential humor like that.
I love it. Disney knows about themselves now.
So eventually, of course, Moana goes out, sails, and her job is that she has to go find Maui, get him to return that jewel back to the island so that way the darkness, the evil can go away and everyone can fish and be happy in the water again. Eventually she meets Maui, which, dude, Maui, man, The Rock.
Perfect role for him.
You can tell it's The Rock, but at the same time, he definitely performed. Like, it wasn't like, you know how those celebrities, sometimes these celebrities with the voice acting in the movies, they just kind of be like, I just come in and talk, right? That's it. No, The Rock actually performed. He made a character, and then he has a song.
Yes, I love it.
I love it.
It surprised me because you had all this like tribal, and then you just get into like you're
welcome. I know, he's great, man. I can see what's happening here. You're face to face with greatness, and it's strange. It's adorable. Yeah. It's nice to see that humans never change. Open your eyes. Let's begin. Yes, it's true. It's me, Maui. Breathe it in. I know you a lot. The hair, the bod. When you're standing at a demigod. So what can I say except you're welcome. It's so good. And then he breaks down in a rap in the middle of it. Yeah. Kid, I can go on and on. I can explain every natural phenomenon. I could kneel, I buried his guts. Right on the tree, now you got coconuts. What's the lesson? What is the takeaway? Don't mess with Maui, he's on a breakaway. Look at that mean little Maui, tapping it. Hey, ho! What can I say except you're welcome for this wonderful world you know. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. Well, come to think of it, I gotta go. Hey.
So good.
Oh, man.
That reminded me of not even a Disney movie, The Road to El Dorado, when he's
wow.
God, it's great to be a god.
I mentioned in my review that there was this kind of throwback to 2D animation, and it was Maui's tattoo. So his tattoos move, particularly this one is like a mini version of him that's on his body that moves around. It kind of reminded me of like Hercules a little bit.
Yeah.
But he doesn't speak. He just moves around, but he's got emotions. He's like joking around with Maui, and the conscience for Maui to say, no, you need to help Moana out, when Maui's like, no, I'm just look out for myself. Just take this boat. You're welcome. Maui's just a good character because you see him. He's very pompous. He got a huge ego. Huge ego. He gets a little Gastoni a little bit.
They make you feel for him though at the same time. Like they make him this very egotistical character, but then at the same time they give you a little backstory, and then you're like, okay, I feel for him.
You find out that Maui was like born, and his parents was like, nah, they went full Batman Returns on him, and then the gods found him, and that's how he becomes a demigod, and they gave him the stick, and the stick makes him turn into various animals, or he used to, but he lost the stick. They gotta go find it, which then takes him to this monster island, or underground monster.
Lalotai.
That part's really neat, because they actually go underwater, and then when they go underwater, they can actually breathe, like they go past the water, and then it's like area that they can breathe in. Kind of like that scene in the Power Rangers movie trailer, when they go underwater and then they're looking up at the water.
Lalotai was beautiful though. Like, I mean, the whole movie had very beautiful visuals, but once you get into the realm of monsters, you just see, you got all these neons, and all these like colors.
And that one little one that was like...
That was so cute! You had the Babadook actually makes an appearance in this movie. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you see it, or if you've already seen it, which one will you have?
And I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but I think I saw a Godzilla reference when they're down there. So they're showing this panning of all the different monsters, and you see this one beast, all you see is his back and scales, but it looks like the back of Godzilla, and even the music changes a little bit to sound a little Godzilla-ish. It was like Disney's way of being like, here's how we can reference Godzilla without getting sued. I think that was a Godzilla reference. And there was also some other references in it. There was a Frozen reference, or a couple Frozen references. I know that there's one point where Maui's trying to change into a bunch of different animals, and one of the ones he turns into is Sven the reindeer. Yeah. Remember in my non-spoiler review, I said there was some what I would like to call big lip alligator moments that was coined by the nostalgia chick, not the nostalgia critic, as I was told many times in my comments. Together, let's make sweet harmony. Well, in this one we get shiny. There is this crab that is voiced by Jermaine Clement, and he's just filled on the back with like gold and coins, and he's basically like got a Scrooge McDuck money bin back. And man, this dude sings a song, I mean, it's like David Bowie-esque.
When this scene first comes on in the movie, everyone was just kind of like, I hate this is really dumb. But after like going home and listening to the soundtrack, you find yourself an hour later, shining.
Yeah, no, I was into it. I watched it, when it first popped up, I was like, what is happening
right now? Like, it's so out of place. It's so out of place.
This makes no sense.
But then by the end, you're like,
This is feeling good.
That's the thing, like, the trolls didn't give us in Frozen. Like, the trolls...
Stupid trolls in Frozen.
The trolls...
Shut up, trolls. You gonna follow Let It Go with this? You can't fix a man, people. I'm sorry. You brought this back. We talked about this in the Frozen thing. I can't stand that song. And them trolls talking about you can fix a dude. No. It's a bunch of lies. Okay. You were saying, go ahead.
It's just crazy. The trolls had an unnecessary song, but then it just didn't stick. Then you got Giant Tamatoa's song, and then you're just like, okay, I didn't ask for this.
But it's fun.
But it's giving me something.
Yeah. Fish are dumb. They will anything that glitters, beginners. Oh, and here they come. Fish dinner. I just like free food, and you look like seafood. Maui, now it's time to kick your hiney. Have you ever seen something so shiny?
One half of Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah, man. Jermaine Clement. Yeah, he's so good, man. He just does a good job. But at the same time, where the heck did you come up with this idea? It's very, very random compared to the rest of the movie. Yeah. And then, of course, we're talking about songs. Moana, boy.
If the wind on my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know. If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go.
Oh. Moana, boy, she brings it. She basically sings one song or one type of song the whole movie.
Yeah.
But every time she brings it, it gives you more emotion.
It gets bigger and bigger. Them reprises.
Yeah. Because the first was like, how far I'll go. And then the second was like, how far I'll go. And then the last one, I am Moana. And then the chorus comes in, hey, tonight. You're just like, my eyes, the water can't stop.
That's why I had to see the movie 3 times. The first time I couldn't see. It was just the tears were there the whole time.
It's so good.
Go back and see it again.
And Alihi, man, that voice on Alihi Carvalho.
She can sing. 15 years old, 16 pipes though. Yes, girl.
I gotta say about the animal sidekicks though, I love that you thought that the pig was gonna be the animal sidekick.
A lot of people were sad about that. Like, if you're going into this movie for Pua, I'm sorry. Pua is maybe in
Pua gave up.
that first crash.
Because the first time they go out in the ocean, the little pig gives her the oar. He's like, let's go. And he's on the boat with them. And then that boat crashes the first time. And then Pua's like, I'm done. You take this chicken with you.
Yeah, exactly.
The pig is you can eat me if you want to, Island. But this pig is staying right here on the land.
That marketing, though. And all the marketing, you got Pua and Hey Hey on the boat.
Tricked you. We got you.
But Hey Hey was cool. He was the quintessential,
Yeah. That was a dumb chicken, though. Yeah. I particularly love, I mentioned this, and I said that the movie knew when to stop using Hey Hey, because the movie literally stops it. He keeps falling into the water because he just can't go in the right direction. Like, if you give him food, he pecks the wrong way. He keeps walking off. And there's one point where he walks into the water. The ocean picks him up, puts him in a jar, and closes him, and we done. And then at the end of the movie, Hey Hey tries to go back to the water. The ocean's
no. They didn't overuse Hey Hey's dumbness, and that could have got really annoying real quick.
Yeah.
But they used it in moderation. When there was a scene where it needed to be emotional, they're like, okay, Hey Hey's away.
Although I gotta say, Disney, probably one of the dirtiest jokes is in this movie.
Really?
So Maui doesn't want to teach Moana how to sail. So they stick a dart because, I forgot to mention the coconut people. There's coconut people in this movie. Yeah. Are they living coconuts? Are they like little people wearing coconut outfits? Whatever, it's weird. But anyway, they shoot these little...
Shy guys.
Yeah, they're shy guys. They're totally shy guys. So you get a little Wind Waker and a little Mario in this. But anyway, they shoot these darts, and one of the darts hits Maui, or the ocean grabs one of the darts to hit Maui, and so he's tranquilized. So he has to teach Moana how to sail because he can't move. And so one of the things he says to her is put your hand in the water. If the water feels warm, and you're going in the right direction. So she does it, and she's like, oh, it's starting to get warm. Hey! And then she's a close-up of Maui with this face. So basically, he peed on Moana's hand. That's the joke. I mean, it was funny. I laughed, but the moment I thought about it, I was like,
think about it, you're like,
he just peed on a little girl's hand. R. Kelly gives this movie 5 stars. That's my favorite part of Moana. It's the remix to Ignition.
No.
Sorry. I went there. I don't care. Well, they get to the island. to put the jewel back. There's this big giant like fiery beast. It can't touch the water, so it stands on top of these rocks and attacks with fireballs and stuff. It's the final boss of the game. The first time they do not defeat, and Maui's stick that turns him into animals gets cracked, and he gets upset because he's like, if that happens again and my stick breaks, I can't change into animals anymore. And there's even a part where it's a little cracked, so he can't do it exactly right. He has to, just like he has to teach Moana how to be a better sailor, Moana has to get Maui back to speed of turning into animals, because there's a whole time where he can't turn into the right animal, or he turns into like half animal, half human, so he's like got a shark head but a human body. But when they don't succeed the first time, they have that quintessential moment. This was the trope that I was talking about, where Maui gets upset and is mad and is like, I'm done. The ocean shouldn't have chose you. You're terrible. I'm out of here. You'll never see me again.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, he comes back. I understand they wanted to have that self-doubt for Moana, but it was just like a weird moment. Only because when he comes back, he just comes back.
Yeah, they don't explain. I mean, they kind of imply, which I guess like an adult might catch on, that like the tattoo the whole time, his Mini Maui, is kind of like his conscience.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I was like, okay, Mini Maui like talked him into coming back. I guess that's implied. They don't show it or say it.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to save time. I don't know. But they're just like, okay, he came back.
Eventually they come back and Moana does her thing, sails across, gets to the island to realize there's no island there. It's gone. And then she looks back at the giant monster and she sees that the symbol that the jewel came from is on the monster, and realizes that the monster is the island. Because it doesn't have the jewel, it's turned into this beast. And then we get another powerful song. I know who you are.
That slow motion.
Yeah, slow motion walk. The ocean is split, 10 Commandments style, and then like the beast is coming
why
through.
Why did I think that? Moana is Moses.
Moana is Moses. Moses Anna. Moana puts the jewel back on the beast, and then it turns into this fine island. I was like, I've never dated a green chick before, but it may be time to start. And then I love the part where like the island turns back into an island. She's like a woman, and she's like, I gotta take a nap. And then she takes a nap, and then it turns into the island. I was like, oh, that's kind of a neat animation there.
And that was a beautiful scene when she was turning back into Te Fiti, and she was like turning back into the island, like just that imagery.
See, that's what's the cool thing about this music in this movie. Like, there's obviously the typical Disney songs, but I think some people were like, well, there's only a couple of songs in this. Well, it's because there's a lot of music that's in this movie that's just there to set the atmosphere of the movie, which I think that's really nice. Like, Disney movies are used to story, stop, music time, whereas this one, a lot of times the music is actually part of the story, or it's like sets the mood. And some of it's in the native language and everything. So sorry if you can't make your YouTube videos over singing along.
Sorry you can't do your covers.
Learn a language, but I'll sing You're Welcome, because that's the English words that I know. Hey! Then we get the Marvel scene. We get an after credit scene. Yeah. It goes back to the crab. The crab gets knocked over on his back, and so he's all like, help me up. And then at the very end he goes, all right, if I was Sebastian and talked a Jamaican accent, you'd help me out. And I was like, crossovers. That's pretty much it. I think that's the whole movie. Now you don't have to see it, but you should see it multiple times. Aleu, what is your verdict? As a Moana, what did you think of Moana?
Oh my gosh, I just thought like, it was just amazing. Okay, but to be real, okay, for all the people who are always like, oh, my Disney princesses, they need to make strong feminists, okay, you got Mulan, Pocahontas, and maybe a little bit of Tiana. Mix them up together, you got Moana. Elements that you've seen before, but you haven't seen them like this before.
No, the presentation of it, the animation is amazing, and then the music just really helps it out. Without question, the culture helps add an extra element to it, but it never comes off as like trying too hard with it. Like, it's just a story. Like, at the end of the day, it's still a story with basic elements that anybody, no matter what your background is, can take from it. So I like that. But at the same time, you get to see a little bit of extra, some colors in the paint get used a little bit more this time than before. That's nice. Disney, do not sit her in the back with Tiana and Pocahontas when you're making your Disney toys, okay? I know how this works, all right? You even be putting Alice up in front. Alice ain't no princess. She's just a regular kid that fell asleep once and took some mushrooms. She ain't a princess! So there you go. If you're looking for a good Disney flick, Moana, also Zootopia, Finding Dory, Civil War.
Pete's Dragon sprinkled in there. You had some Jungle Book sprinkled in there.
Oh, Jungle Book was big time, Every movie that Disney put out this year, except for Through the Looking Glass. That's the only one.
And Big big angry giant or whatever. Was
Big angry giant. Yeah, Steven Spielberg was a big angry giant when he saw that box office. He's like, what? I finally work with Disney and this is what I get. Too bad Disney doesn't have any other big movies coming out. Oh wait, there's Star Wars Rogue One. The mouse is our overlord. we bow to his presence. Now go buy all the Moana toys at your stores, kids, because that's what really makes your character continue in the Disney world. There's a reason why we got 3 cars, y'all. Please subscribe and give a thumbs up for all of those likes. Away, and also subscribe to Aleu. She makes videos too on YouTube. We love you like a play cousin, Rowdy 5000, Chain Chomp, Yelp.